Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live. It is Tuesday, January 13th. I am your host, Deter McBusiness American Wasp, joined as always by our hero of the Central Coast, Central Valley of California, none other than Stat Pat, Stateless Patriot. It has been a busy week for American politics. We are here
Yes,
to help you
indeed.
cope with it because once again, we have some people out there saying, how could anyone still support Trump? And how come the Democrats aren't doing anything about it? And we're here to deal with those kinds of questions tonight. Stat Pat, what
Yeah.
is on your mind most right now? Is there a single issue, or is it all just like, for me, it's just here's fascism. Stop being surprised, right? Like it
hmm
knows no limits. Fascism is imperialist, so that explains Venezuela. Fascism is tyrannical, so that explains the ICE raids. And now they're blaming it's a self fulfilling principle because they're blaming the protests for, you know, the violence that the ICE raiders have to execute.
Yeah. There's a lot going on at once. It's kind of overwhelming, and it kind of reminds me of why I did take that little break because it's a lot to process at once. And now that I'm getting like sucked back into everything, Um, I do have a better approach. I'm not as surprised by things. I'm not as in total despair about this, that, or the other. I've kind of like not so much accepted it or embraced it, but I I can, I guess, emotionally handle it all a whole lot better. Whereas before I certainly did not. Um, but with just the endless onslaught of this the past couple weeks just since the year started, um I'm constantly tuning in and getting updates because a lot changes very quickly. And so um if we were to have, because everything really, I've noticed, like, after we do a show, then some crazy interesting stupid shit happens, or just some sort of massive event. And like after we ended our show last week, later on in the week, not long after, we witnessed an ICE agent murder a U.S. citizen. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's still a whole hell of a lot of cope on the right. A whole lot of people that see basically what they want to see.
Yes.
It's they are ideologically programmed to see what they want to see, and there's no convincing them otherwise. Even though, if anyone has seen any of the angles of the actual video, or of the actual killing, I should say, she's veering to the right, trying to get away, and she's killed before she can. There was no threat. They emasculated her and her, I guess, wife, the ICE agent, and he had his gun drawn before she started driving away, and he was filming it on his iPhone as well. Now, because he felt so, I guess, emasculated by her partner there, um, he reacts like an emotional fucking baby, and just decides to kill a person, an American citizen, in cold blood, and then utters to himself, "Fucking bitch." You can hear it clear on his angle, his video footage, and that's clearly second degree murder. Anybody trying to claim otherwise, anybody trying to say otherwise, is too far gone. Like, the past week, dude, I've probably broken the record for how many times I've told total strangers to kill themselves in a variety of fucking ways, dude. Because it's beyond absurd. So if we were to stream like right as it was all happening, I'd be fucking spitting fire. Like, flames would be erupting from me.
The January 6th attempted insurrection was what I thought was going to be the ultimate trump card against MAGA trash of like, hey, you supported this, you defended this,
Hmm.
you don't care about the rule of law, you don't care about democracy, you don't care about the Constitution, all you care about is winning. And you don't care how you win, you don't care how you dominate, getting into the whole narcissism of the right.
Yes.
And then, hold on a second, we got some chat here. Make sense of this for me. Fuck you, comrades. You're far gone enough if you were a parent in 24 and voted for they, them. Yikes.
I
You
have
understand
no.
that?
I honestly, it's babble speak, gobbledygook. Like it's gibberish as far as I'm concerned.
Anyway, this
Um,
issue with the murder from the murder by the ICE agent of Renee Good is something that was going to happen. I mean, it was bound to happen.
it's gonna happen
It's
again too.
it seems like that, no matter what the right does, there's going to be an excuse. There's
This
going to be an
the
excuse.
this was outlined in Project 2025 that ICE was going to basically be transformed to be, I guess, like Trump's own personal militia, just like the hand of the state cracking down on not fucking immigrants. I mean, that's the first step, but against U.S. citizens, the citizenry, civilians. They are an anti-civilian force, and AOC, I think, even mentioned that when she was asked about her opinion on everything lately. There's basically no getting around that. These are the brown shirts of our time.
Yeah, and in keeping with that, our troll in the chat is saying
Hmm.
this kind of thing, where he hoped these illegal invaders that she was simping for was worth her child being without a mother. Wow, you're
Illegal
a
invaders. Huh?
very empathetic person there, Damien H. Welcome to
Yeah,
the real world. And by the way, here, this is classic conservative perspective here. In the end, your party, it's not our party. We are
yeah.
reluctant
We hate
Democrats. We are
we hate the
here to
Democrats.
try to change the Democratic Party. So it's
We
not really, it
despise
definitely, in
them.
terms of who makes the decisions, the party definitely doesn't belong to us, my man.
Hmm.
So, yeah, low testosterone men and high calorie women. There you go, the alpha male stuff, bullshit. I
Yeah,
don't
of
know any self
course.
respecting man who would call himself a Democrat. Well, then everybody you know is white trash, my man. Gen
Yeah,
X and former Democrat of 25 years. Yeah, well, Gen Xers, you
I,
guys are pretty capitalist too, so it's not like you've done much better than the boomers. But thank you for
yeah, just like
being a part
Boomer
of our
Junior.
show because this is fun. No, I like
No, of course.
this doesn't really happen often. So thank you, Damien H, for the content. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
You guys
it's
are such
funny that
soft
like
wimps. Yeah, you're tearing me to pieces, man. I'm gonna be
yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna be struggling
inconsolable, dude.
I'm gonna
My
be
heart my heart's
struggling
bleeding. I'm
to sleep tonight, man. Wow, come on, man.
whatever am I gonna do?
If
Honestly,
if
yeah.
you're gonna be mean, at least be ruthless.
At
That's what
least
I
be
say. If you're gonna be
original
mean,
too.
yeah,
It's like it's pathetic, honestly. And this is just such a constant thing. It's like if you don't succumb to my team and the whims of my team, go red team, go. You're inferior in some way. When it's
right.
like fucking the Republican Party is the party of elite pedophilia and protecting that entire like like what every single Republican had to be twisted and uh, convinced not to vote for the Epstein file release until Thomas Massey, a Republican, came out and like, oh no, I'm going to force a vote on this
Right.
because all of them want to protect Trump. They're afraid of Trump, and I actually found a statistic recently. Um, Trump has been involved in over 4,000 lawsuits throughout his life. Not a single one of them was against anyone who was calling him a pedophile. Because he's gone after slander and libel and whatnot, but no lawsuits against people calling him a pedophile. Because
Hmm.
turns out there might actually be some truth to that. He's
Sweet discovery.
that's not something he would win in court. Yeah, yeah, it's beyond pathetic. I mean, they see empathy as weakness. This obsession with individualism, by all means, like the being the end all be all, is pure weakness. Like it takes balls, it takes guts to actually cooperate with your neighbors, your fellow man, your fellow American citizens. And
Mm-hmm.
just because there's like some lines drawn on the map doesn't make you any uh, uh, better or stronger than some other working class schmo from south of the border or from Canada or Europe or wherever the fuck. You have a lot more in common with the working class of other countries than you ever will with the fucking heads of either political party in this country, the Democrats or the Republicans. And a lot of these triggered, fragile crybabies that are showing up in the comments, like Damien here, they will never fucking understand that.
Yeah, well, they're miserable people. Like
They
this
are.
guy Damien. I mean, he took the time to put in the symbols at the end for the transgender shit.
Yeah,
ABS, I want to
they're
make sure we
obsessed.
hook him up because he was the first commenter. Oh, the
Except
shit with
anonymous
ICE getting
bastard
both
gets two.
scary and anger-inducing. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, it's fear leads to anger, so it's not a coincidence that is happening.
Like I said
Um,
about
but it's about
last
what you do with the anger. Like, I just
one,
real
yeah.
quick in terms of just kind of a collective therapy here
Hmm.
for lefties who are struggling to make sense of everything and how to improve the situation, how to make their activism count.
Yeah.
And I would suggest you join your local chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America if you're in a major metro area, or even if
Hmm.
you're not. There should be a chapter near you. That's the best way to catalyze change within the Democratic Party, because if you look at the approval polls of the Democratic Party, they are in desperate need of a revitalization. So that's where my hope comes from, is that the alcoholic hitting rock bottom moment, the moment of clarity is here. This is it. This is like us
Yeah.
really not, not
If
being like, you've been in charge for 25 years. Maybe you shouldn't be in charge anymore.
if like it's crazy how these people have gone from don't tread on me, the government can't tell me what to do, to just comply and the government agents won't fucking kill you. It's like,
Yeah,
are you kidding me? Like
right.
if they can do this, if they can point to you, if they can do it on camera and justify murdering you in cold blood, and they know that they have the backing of the Trump administration. They have the backing of Kristi Noem, the DHS, and all that. Even though this ICE agent clearly violated protocol, you're not supposed to fire upon a vehicle that's coming towards you. You're supposed to get out of the way. Even if she was trying to run him down, which she fucking wasn't, they're still going to get protection. There's still, like, there's no accountability. They can do anything with impunity, and that's the message that should go out to everyone. Like, if you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, even if you support ICE, even if you cheer them on, they can make you anybody that they want. They
Yeah, no, there's impunity.
before Renee Good's body was cold, the vice president of the United States was calling her a deranged leftist.
Yep.
Everybody was saying that she somehow fucking deserved it. Thank you, ego socialist. Absolutely. It, if they can do that, they can do that to anybody. They have absolutely no shame. They don't.
Yeah.
Before we knew basically anything about what actually happened, they, they were like, "Oh, this is the product of the Democrats. This is because of radical leftist conditioning." And it's just like, it's fucking absurd. It's beyond. It's repulsive. Fucking abolish ICE is the moderate position at this point. Everybody involved with ICE, every single ICE agent should be tried. So they should be charged with fucking treason. Like these people are not benefiting America in any way. Like they are literally targeting their own. They are targeting American citizens. And now, fortunately, we're seeing different police departments. We got the sheriff of Philadelphia, I think, that said, we'll fucking arrest you. Like, you want to come? You want to come here and break the law? Like,
Right.
like,
Good.
you want this smoke? Is
But
like
there
a
you go.
direct quote.
So there's my theory, where is that the anti-MAGA movement starts in cities and then spreads outward to the suburbs, and then eventually, hopefully, it gets to rural America. But I can't be bothered with the ignorance of rural America anymore. I was
No,
on
me
a
neither,
Zoom.
dude.
I was on a Zoom not too long ago with a bunch of lefties, and one of this person came from a working class background, has a working class life, and he or she was talking about how they're running into coworkers having these kind of moments of clarity, like, oh, maybe supporting Trump wasn't a good idea. And then she's like, you got to handle them with kid gloves at that point. You got to be really gentle. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, but don't waste your time too much on those people, because
Yeah.
if there's a way for them to get back into the Republican basket, they're gonna find a way to do it.
No,
They're
of
gonna
course.
find a way to last minute bail out and vote Republican because they don't want to vote with the freaks, geeks, and weirdos. All
Yeah,
those urban freak shows.
they
Like
they
the urban rural divide is just a political reality that every democracy has to accept, and you
yeah.
have to deal with it head on and say, yeah, that whole cliche about the country bumpkins not knowing how society and culture work, yeah, that's true. That exists
Yeah.
for a reason. So sorry, but if you're in a rural area and you're, acting as if you understand urban politics and you think everything's going to shit in all of America's greatest cities when it's not. There are bad parts of every city, but I mean, every city's always been like that. Like the whole
Yeah.
urban crime political narrative never makes much sense to me because there's always going to be urban crime. And,
Right.
the extent to which it's like affecting our lives is important, but the crime rate necessarily, like, look at the war on drugs. Look at how we took the
Mm-hmm.
fear of urban crime and then manifested into a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
like a lot of
you
them don't
know,
want to even reconcile with the fact that a lot of that urban crime was speared by the Reagan administration
yeah,
and colluding with the CIA to introduce crack into the
right,
inner cities, and that
yeah,
exploded crime. They manufacture the crisis, and then said we're going to get tough on crime. We're going to declare a war on drugs when they fucking created it. It's a, like
yes,
you don't think they'll manufacture some other fucking crisis? Maybe something that involves ICE. Maybe they'll stage a killing of their own fucking agents in order to like justify martial law or some shit like that. It's not beneath these motherfuckers. It's not beneath the Trump administration. It's not beneath their fucking sycophants that cheer them on in right wing media circles and shit. Absolutely not.
right. Well, I think I'm always curious as to what people who are watching, please chime in the chat. There's a million different ways to take this conversation. I mean, for me, the political side of things is not terribly complicated. It's just fascism manifesting in actually pretty predictable ways.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
for me, the personal side of things, I think, is what really our people are struggling with. How do they deal with friends and family members who are still MAGA after the Epstein files, after these ICE raids that are now killing
Hmm.
people, after Venezuela, right? And what happened to no wars? What happened to all the Republicans who said, I'm going to vote for Trump because he's against war? Well, now what? Like, you're
Yeah.
just going to ignore it? And the answer is that, yeah, most of them are. Most of them
Yeah.
are going to just simply ignore the shit that they don't want to see.
Yeah, and if we invade Greenland, then there's going to be a lot that they just cannot ignore at that point. We'll get to that, but I
Triple
I
Trumpers are a lost cause. Yeah,
yeah,
Triple Trumpers is a term that comes from the I've Had It podcast. Check them out.
yeah, they're
They're
good.
good. They're good. It's a little frustrating because they're just saying a lot of the things that you and I have been saying, and a lot of other members who
Yeah.
are part of the progressive left on this space with me.
Hmm.
It's just they happen to be two suburban moms from Oklahoma City, so the fact that they're
Oh,
saying it makes all the difference in the world. Although I think
sure,
they've left Oklahoma City since they've become successful. Since they've become successful, I think Jen at least moved to New York. But anyway,
that's
Triple
good.
Trumpers, yeah, I say three strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
Like, you voted for Trump 3 times. I don't have any time for you.
No.
I don't
Yeah.
have any. I
Nope.
really don't. And
No.
unless you are willing to completely acknowledge that you just don't understand American politics,
Hmm.
then and that you like are lay prostrate in front of the progressive left. How can I help? then I really just don't have time for you.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
mean,
way.
what you said earlier about you know we it's not that we've been here before, but we kind of have. We are able to predict fascism. We're able to
Hmm.
learn from history
Yeah,
and
the
know
police
what.
state.
Yes, exactly. What's to come and whatnot. And
There's also criteria by which people are valued as more valuable than others,
yeah,
which is just, obviously it
disgusting.
was the anti-Semitism in the Third Reich, but in here, the Fourth Reich, you've got it's just white people versus everybody else. Like
Right.
if you're just unless if you're not white and
I
straight, then you're fucked.
with the fallout of this ICE agent murdering a U.S. citizen is, a lot of people are like very much aware, like of just how bad this is, how big of a turning point it is. Especially when you look at just the sheer quantity of how many people are reacting to it and how they're reacting to it too. Like a lot of, you got a lot of people showing up to protest armed now. A lot of people who would be
Right.
of the left. You have a lot of people saying, "Well, this is what's going to come next," because like if this trajectory continues, this is what they might try, this, that, and the other. And then just a lot of people that are just like, I've had it. A lot of people that are like in positions of authority, like this cannot stand. This is what will happen. I think even the DA of Pennsylvania, it might have been Pennsylvania, um, basically saying that like if we charge you like from our state office, like you can't get a pardon. You can't get a pardon from Trump. So you want to come here and you want to commit some crimes, fucking whether you're ICE, National Guard, military, be my guest. We will prosecute you. You'll be arrested. And like I'm glad that this, um,
I tell you
the
what,
sentiment
for
is
mayors,
growing.
for city mayors right now, is
Hmm.
the political opportunity of a lifetime. If
Hmm.
you've got the guts to talk shit to MAGA
Minneapolis
and
mayor.
ICE and your cities,
Hmm.
you're gonna get ratings. You're gonna get attention. You will be famous. People will love you.
Yeah,
People will
yeah,
love you. Like get on the Mom Donnie train, dude.
right.
Join, and you can be a recent,
Oh my God, Mom
member
Donnie's been
of
amazing.
the DSA.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, and he's been amazing, but he also made a little bit of a misstep with the whole when he went to the DSA meeting, and they voted to not endorse Jeffrey's challenger, and it was because Mamdani made a speech discouraging them from doing that. So
yeah.
Jeffrey's challenger is like this Gen Z kid. Like it shouldn't. It was an awful choice to
Oh
challenge
yeah.
Jeffrey's with this, just someone that young.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, maybe with the right person, then I
But
can.
Mamdani still
I
shouldn't have put
support it.
his thumb on the table.
Sure.
He shouldn't have put his thumb on the scale.
It might because he probably still wants political favor, and I
It's
think he's also
fine.
part of his
Of
district.
course, yeah. He's trying no. Well, he's just trying to make nice.
Of
And at the end
course.
of the day,
Yeah.
the only thing that matters to him is the five boroughs.
No. Right.
He's not the next coming of Christ here for the progressive
Sure.
left.
Yeah.
Like he's
As
a
much as
soldier in an army.
as much as I'd like him and Miss Rachel to just take the reins and lead the country, like because there's like the viral video of him at the preschool and meeting up with Miss Rachel, and it was just like a really, really wholesome thing, interacting with kids and all that, and it's just remarkable what he has been able to do in just such a short amount of time. Like everybody was saying like, oh, well now he's just gonna get all comfy cozy and whatnot. No, he's hitting the ground running. He's going after the slumlords. His inauguration speech was absolutely excellent.
Right.
The warmth of collectivism, and he just the way he spoke. What he said in particular was like, oh, this guy knows exactly it just very, very wise words. And he's basically proving, he's demonstrating beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you just stick to a progressive message, if you say exactly what you're going to do, if you cast doubt upon like the naysayers and actually deliver, which and just hit the ground running, it really flies in the face of so many Democrats that who win and clearly are of the establishment or are signaling that they want to be cozied up to the establishment. He's demonstrating like you don't have to do that. You can just help people. You don't have to be fucking beholden to special interests or anything like that.
Yeah, I think he's very talented, but he's also very well trained. I don't know where he got it from, but people
Hmm.
have to understand that like when
Oh
you're
yeah.
that good and that he's really disciplined. He's a very disciplined communicator. He doesn't get sucked into tangents. He doesn't get distracted by sensational language.
Yeah.
He's a pro, and
Hmm.
that's fine, but that's not going to be the face that the progressive left wants or needs on a national scale
Yeah.
for like who's going to be endorsed by the DSA in the Democratic Party primary in 2028. Now that
Right.
would be a motivating factor for someone like JB Pritzker or
Hmm.
someone like Wes Moore,
Yeah.
who has just done some bipartisan bullshit with the Utah governor. And it's like,
Oh yeah.
these guys don't understand. Bipartisanship is dead.
Hmm.
Dead. It is
Yeah.
dead. It is extinct. It is
Yeah.
better to do nothing than to work with Republicans.
Right.
There's nothing good about it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a huge pendulum swing. The question
Big
is,
time.
who's going to be in charge when the dust settles on the left? Who's going to be calling the shots? Because it does come down to a small group of people, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And I just
mean,
hope the DSA. I hope the DSA can have influence over who those people are.
no. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. And it's I mean, right now.
Yeah, me too. Hold on, real quick. Eco
Yeah.
socialist. I like Jesse Ventura's Warrior Energy. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, again, a guy that is just saying what we're all thinking and
Hmm.
happens to have some political street cred, which is
Yeah.
great. And it's just too bad he's not 20 years younger. I'd say go for it. Run for president, man. It's fine. You were a governor. You got the credentials. Let's do
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
I mean, the Warrior Energy, like that started with the SJW stuff 10 years ago, and it was like then it just didn't grow. It had
Yeah.
good intentions, but it didn't grow. And so
Yeah.
now I just don't want to. I want to be careful with Warrior Energy. I want to I want to be like a weapon, right? Like I want to. I don't
Yeah.
want to be a warrior because I'm not like a warrior. I just want to be like a weapon up here talking shit, teaching people how to talk shit to the bully. Call them stupid, stubborn, and sociopathic. Tell them to fuck off and die. Like enough. They want you dead. Believe me. Believe me. They
Hmm.
they
No,
they
of
don't want
course.
they don't want you here.
That's
They don't want
exactly
you
it.
here.
I
The only
mean,
reason the only reason they want me here is because I'm a straight white guy. And then as soon as they start to get to know me and know my politics, they're like, they don't want me either. They don't want me.
no, right. Yeah. Yeah. It's you can't be any clearer than that. They simply want you dead. The cruelty is the point.
Right.
Like
They want to watch
the
you die.
yeah,
That's the fucked up thing. They don't
yeah.
want to just hurt. They don't want to just hurt you. They want to see you be hurt.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the kind of people that sign up for ICE to begin with, they're not just like, I mean, sure, they're not like people that want to like actually help the community and shit because they do something other than ICE. There are way better ways to help your community than become a fucking ICE agent. It's fucking it's people from extremist groups. I wouldn't be surprised if there's probably some Jan Sixers who ended up becoming ICE agents,
Yeah. Definitely.
or where the fucking Proud Boys go. Probably they fucking became they started becoming ICE agents, so they can actually get away with the shit that they would already be doing at protests and shit.
Thank you for contributing, Eco Socialist. This is a comment she made a minute ago, but
Hmm.
this is what I was talking about earlier with the mayors and governors. This is where I want to see the DSA start to have influence, is on mayors and governors. I think because that'll be consistent with the inside out theory of change. A lot of progressive
Yes.
lefties have a theory that you need to have grassroots to
Hmm.
create meaningful change, and that's definitely true. You absolutely need grassroots, but those grassroots have a larger chance of success if you're applying your resources strategically and thinking about how the anti-MAGA mind virus is going to spread.
Yeah.
And it's already spreading.
Yeah.
It's already becoming more and more visible in our culture and society, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I know it's like really uncomfortable for a lot of people of color to see so much racism coming out of MAGA culture. And I say, look, I know it sucks, but it's better than it being hidden because now we know we need to do something about it.
No, of course. Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks to see how ugly this country is, but I've known for a really long time how ugly this country is, both within the corporate context, just where greed reigns supreme, within the southern rural America context, lived all over the South, went to school in
Hmm.
the South, had meaningful existential conversations with people from every red state you can think of
Hmm.
because of where I went to school. Um, you know, come from the Bible beater culture, growing up with that. It's, yeah, I saw it all coming. I saw it
Yeah.
all coming. And I don't mean to be like, I told you so, but I do mean to be like, if you're watching this and you wonder whether or not I'm worth listening to or if I should have more influence, because I'd like to have more influence, check out my essays and see if you can't find a Deter dichotomy, a Deter decree, or a Deter trichotomy that you can't use in your regular conversations about politics. That's my dream, is to
Hmm.
educate people on how to talk about politics with their family and friends. And it starts that with that second Deter decree. My two favorites. My second Deter decree, which is just because someone looks like an adult doesn't mean they are one, implying that conservatives
Yeah.
are emotionally underdeveloped human beings, aka children. And then two is my sixth Dieter dichotomy, which is survivors versus explorers. I really feel like those are the two most insightful signposts that I've come up with.
Yeah.
I try to like, I've been trying to like review my old work, and I think I may be incorporating it more into the live streams so that
Hmm.
people can, understand the references better. But I don't know. It's just, it's like, it sucks to have kind of seen this all coming and been like, man, if I had Bill Maher's platform, right?
Yeah.
Like if I had Tucker Carlson's platform, maybe people would have
Well,
been warned
that's
and listened to me.
that's the thing, right? Like, if it gets to a point where like even like more normies become involved or become more vocal, then something is fucked. Like, I saw Ben
Well, that's what it
Burgess.
takes to win is to get the normies to care.
100%. Yeah, and so
Thank you, ego
far,
socialists.
yes, I agree. Eco socialist, and the thing is, like, when right now, ICE isn't winning the PR war like at all. Like, people
No,
are not citing them
no.
in large quantities.
Fox News
And
is still having their backs, though.
no, of course they fucking are. Yeah, I
Fox
saw
Nazi News.
I saw Ben Burgess, great journalist. He shared a little video clip of Joe Rogan, and I believe it must have been when Joe just talked to Rand Paul. He had Rand Paul, the senator from Kentucky, on, and even he said, like, I mean, you can't. Joe Rogan even said, like, you can't have, you know ICE going around and just kidnapping people, and then because they're ending it's turning out that these people are U.S. citizens. They're actually like rounding up U.S. citizens, and like, you
Hmm.
can't just have like a Gestapo going around. That's basically what it is, and that was his basic sentiment. It's just like, oh my god, finally, like, Joe Rogan, like. Well, the reason I brought up Ben Burgess sharing that clip is because Ben actually said Joe Rogan is probably the most popular swing voter in the country, and it's like, if you lose him, you kind of like lose the
Right.
you probably lose the average swing voter. Even though I would argue that the swing voter is probably not that far right, but like in recent times, there's really no way of telling. But
The
it
swing voter needs to grow the fuck up
no,
and
yes,
realize that the swing voter needs to grow the fuck up and realize that preserving the possibility of anyone getting rich is not more important than providing the basic needs for 90% of the people.
you're not
Okay?
going to get rich. You're not going to hit it rich. You're
Right.
not a temporarily embarrassed millionaire. You're not going to make
And
it big.
take it
Uh,
from me,
yeah,
you don't necessarily want to. It's not that important. In
yeah.
fact,
And
there's that old
this
saying,
idea,
mo money, mo problems. Well, that shit is true. That
yeah,
shit is true.
this idea that like the government's just here to screw things up and whatnot. It's just like yeah, look at what they're doing right now to weaponize the government. What happens?
Speaking of the government, ABS anonymous bastard has weighed in here. Did you hear that Trump is appointing himself as acting president of Venezuela and that he ordered army chiefs to draft plans for that good old invasion of Greenland? No, but I'm not surprised by either of those things.
Well, he's not. I mean, he could say one thing, and the reality speaks differently.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, we'll see
well,
what actually happens.
the thing about Venezuela is actually just so fucking funny because when Donald Trump ordered the capture of Nicolas Maduro, it was. I mean, for one, of course, there's like multiple violations of international law, but that's a different story. Um, that's basically all he did. He just took the leader. Maduro's party's still in power.
Right.
They just swore in the vice president. Which is actually hella funny because Maduro's opposition, who I guess got 70% of the vote last election, but like he stayed in power anyway, very undemocratic, and that's another thing. But his opposition, I forget her name, Maria something. Um, she consistently praised Donald Trump and even offered to dedicate her Nobel Peace Prize that she got to him because
Wow.
he
That's
wanted it.
great.
Yeah, he wanted it so bad. Yeah, yeah. Seriously, just a gigantic ass kisser. But um, she was basically shafted because like she got the Nobel Peace Prize because of her work in Venezuela, and she was going to be the next leader. This, that, or the other, and now she's just like kind of cast aside. It's the funniest thing in the world, and there's actually some reports coming out that have come out from the White House that like he doesn't give a shit about her because she got the Nobel Peace Prize and he didn't. Like,
Right.
like the running theory that like all Trump cares about is finally getting that Nobel Peace Prize is just it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's so petty, but that's how he always fucking has been. And I mean, what even is the Peace Prize worth anyway? If she like someone like her is getting the fucking Peace Prize, someone who praises Donald Trump and as far as I know, kind of a Zionist as well. I forget exactly the details, but not a good person at all. Definitely not worthy of getting a Nobel Peace Prize. That's for sure. When there are like countless people involved in whether it's humanitarian efforts in Gaza or what have you that are far more deserving.
Right. Yeah, I don't doubt that the Nobel Peace Prize has lost a lot of value over the
Yeah,
last 20 years. I
yeah, no
remember when they
kidding.
gave it to Obama right when he took office after he and the damn thing, and it was just because they were just saying, "Oh, we're so glad to be rid of W." That was
Right.
basically the message behind that.
Yeah, even though it ended up not really mattering too much. It's like, I mean, the more time goes on, the more I buy into the ratchet effect theory when like since fucking take your pick, Reagan, Nixon, Ford, Republicans when they're in power, they actively make everything so much worse. They strip power from the working class. They crack down on the social safety net. They make everything worse.
Right.
When Democrats are in power, they do nothing. They just keep everything
Right.
as
They come up with
is.
excuses to not do things.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, there's just so much bureaucratic
The
barriers in the
parliamentarian.
way. Oh, fuck that shit. Whereas, like, look at Trump's second term right now, and there's no proceduralism at all. That's like a foreign fucking word in the Trump's fucking cabinet. They don't give a fucking shit. Like
Right.
they're just like taking a bulldozer to everything, while fucking Democrats are sitting around with their hands shoved up their asses. You know, Eh, and so with this, it's like no wonder people are so disillusioned by the two party system. Um, we need new leadership. Hey, Thunderbird, a peace press. Oh my God, yeah, E. Jean Carroll. Yeah, he had to. I think he had to pay her a lot of money or something like that, because he was found liable of. I think it was like sexual assault, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a hell of
Like,
a decade, man.
yeah.
Like these
Oh
next
yeah.
15, we're gonna be cleaning up after this mess for the next 10 to 15 years.
I hope
I mean, because
that.
we're not gonna be rid of him for another 3 years, and
Yeah.
then the next two presidents after that are gonna have to continue to be, progressive Democrats if we're gonna actually see some real change and get rid of the boomers
Right.
and get rid of their legacy.
Yeah.
One thing that's been really fun to watch are these like dating shows where they ask the guy which way he voted, and it's like and the guys who dodged, they put a compilation together of the guys that dodged the question, and the whole room is just like, oh shit, oh, like I'm not into politics, or I don't really follow politics, or
Sure.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're
And
embarrassed now, aren't you? You're
yeah,
embarrassed now.
most of the time they end up being a fucking right winger. It's like, yeah, I mean
So
that's not appealing at all.
and this is like the inner conflict for me is I want to tell the regretful MAGA trash, shut up and listen, because you don't understand American politics.
Hmm.
And now it's time for you to take a back seat and let the educated, enlightened, empathetic members of the left lead the way,
Yeah.
because you have gone down, like, this is not about satiating how you think the country should be run.
Hmm.
You have demonstrated with your support of Trump, even if you voted for him just once, you have demonstrated that you do not understand the power of the presidency and how much damage can come from an idiot,
Hmm.
bully, and coward being the president. I mean, the Supreme Court alone set us back 40 years. They repealed Roe v. Wade. So
Yeah.
technically, it set us back 60 years. So I don't really want to hear it from conservatives who are regretful. That's great. You're regretful. Now, how can I help should be your attitude. And start watching channels like ours and going down the research rabbit holes that we have to discover progressive truth.
Hmm.
So, when I hear about regretful Trump voters, I just, my attitude is like, are you ready to listen? Are you ready to
Yeah.
learn? Are you ready to acknowledge that you don't know what the hell you're talking about?
Right.
And, I was on the Zoom I was talking about earlier, and there's just this naivete that we need to handle them like children. And it's just like,
Hmm.
no, we're not going to coddle them. No, we're going to slap them across the face. Like, does an alcoholic who's going through withdrawal, like, and he's just jabbering on and on and on, like, oh, it can't be the problem. It can't be me. It can't be the alcohol. It can't be the drugs. Somebody just slaps the fucking shit out of him, says it's the fucking drugs. It's the
Yeah.
greed, America. It's the goddamn greed that
Yeah.
ruins everything. The Native Americans had a word for it. It's called Wetico.
Hmm.
Google
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's
I
important.
mean, this is like we are witnessing dying empire behavior. Brown shirts in the streets, cracking down on. I mean, they claim it's immigration, but it's just testing out the new surveillance state.
Yeah.
It's the new, you know, it's the new police state essentially.
Yeah, basically.
Um, yeah, and like if I get taken out of my if I get out of my car and comply with ICE, I get taken to an undisclosed location in an unmarked vehicle, regardless of my citizenship. But if I don't get out, I get shot in the fucking head. Like what? What? Where's the freedom in that? I mean, freedom already is a mirage in America. And that's another conversation. But if you take a look at like we were talking about with all the police departments, they're like, yeah, we'll just straight up arrest ICE agents that are breaking the law. You know, I guarantee you, despite like all the people coping on the right about um, what the videos actually show, I guarantee you that countless police departments and precincts nationwide are using every angle shot of that ICE agent murdering Renee Good. And they're giving a detailed and interactive course on everything that was done wrong and what can be learned from it. Because the people that sign up for ICE, they are not fucking, they're not well trained at all. The $50,000 bonus that they apparently get doesn't even kick in for like fucking like 5 years or something like that. And with how like undereducated and pathetic a lot of the people that end up becoming these agents are, I doubt they'd even fucking last that long. Like
Right.
it's like so like as bad as it is, as miserable as things are, we still have to like give credit to the incompetence that's on display because the more that people stay angry about this, and this certainly isn't fucking going away, the more pressure that is going to be put on not only this regime, but their sycophants, their cheerleaders in the fucking right wing media. And
Mhm.
if there are enough cracks in the foundation, and enough people keep asking questions, people could keep connecting the dots and just finding, you know, too many blank spaces. Is like that benefits us because people are
Right.
waking up to the fact that these people don't give a fuck about you and are lying every step of the way to maintain a narrative and maintain power.
Thunderbird weighing in with a Thomas Jefferson quote: "It has always been those seeking wealth who are the source of corruption in government." Yeah, what I was
Oh
saying
yeah,
earlier about the alcoholic and the
bingo.
drug addict, and our drug of choice is greed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not complicated.
One hundred
That's one
percent.
thing that I think a lot of other shows will try to like have you believe that what's going on in America is difficult to understand, and
No.
not if you did your homework. Like not if you've understood the politics of the post Civil War America. You know,
Mm-hmm.
famous quotes like LBJ's about making someone of, given permission to white people to look down on people of color will enable you to manipulate the way they vote. And, that Southern strategy was real. And guys like Ben Shapiro will deny that the Southern strategy was a real thing, but he's
Yeah.
wrong
Yep.
because Lee Atwater on his
Let alone the
deathbed confessed
let alone
that
the
the
party
Southern
switch.
strategy was real,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
was the political realignment.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I run into a lot of people, especially who are older, and like, man, we didn't grow up with racism, and like, we don't. I don't want to talk about race, and I'm like, well, it's going to get talked about whether you want to talk about it or not. Whether or not you participate in the conversation is up to you. But I suggest you
Yeah.
come on in and listen
Yeah.
because the sooner we can have these conversations about the different cultures in our society, the sooner we can get rid of scapegoat politics and its effectiveness in America. Because now it's
Yeah.
taking on the form of just like if you're ideologically left at all, then you are an enemy of America. Now it's moved. It's like moving from racial and to an ethnic to
Mm-hmm.
political. And here's eco-socialists again. I don't understand why Democratic governors bring out the National Guard, which they control, to remove ICE from their jurisdiction in order to protect their constituents. Yeah, I think it's a big move. It's a big power move, and you're
Mm-hmm.
going to see the power of the federal versus the state government at hand. And usually, when that happens, the federal government wins.
Apparently,
But
like the National Guard is on standby in Minnesota right now because I think Waltz deployed them. Um, I don't know if that's changed or what, but they're still in the state, and I had such high hopes for Waltz because I thought he was a great governor, and now he's going to be resigning. He just, I guess, can't take the heat, can't take the pressure.
he's too nice.
Um, yeah, sure, yeah, and
He's
now
too nice,
he's
man. I knew it from the beginning.
because there's that really stupid manufactured bullshit fabricated scandal regarding Somali daycares or some shit like that, and it was all complete fucking horse shit, like from the get go, manufactured by an obvious grifter who tried to make it seem like because he wasn't being allowed into a daycare, so he can see he and his strange friend, a couple strangers, can see the children. That means that they're fake daycares or some shit. Fucking it's utter lunacy, and and a lot of his history has been exposed as time has gone on. But Walls, I was thinking he would probably like run for president again, but after this, it's like I think he's just done. Like he did what he could. He was
Yeah,
a
this is
decent
right.
governor.
Tim
And,
Walz he's not resigning. He's just not seeking re-election.
right, yeah, that's what I meant. Thank you, anonymous bastard. I appreciate that. That's why he's
Felt
not
like that,
seeking
yeah,
re-election.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, he's
like
just another nice guy. He's not the face. I mean,
sure,
like, yeah, he looks old. He looks so damn old,
I
man.
I I'm
Imagine if
sure
we
he'll.
had Gavin Newsom or Wes Moore who's actually being progressive.
Mhm.
Imagine if they were like read the tea leaves and be like, "Wait a second, I got to get back on board with Medicare for all, or
Yeah,
some version of Medicare for
yeah,
all."
you got
Like,
fucking
I got to
Gavin.
get back. I got to like, who are consulting with these guys? Like the political
Mhm.
winds on the progressive, on the Democratic Party left are pulling everything left.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
where's the
it's
adjustment by them?
we're definitely not going to be getting it from Gavin Newsom, given the fact that he recently doubled down on
The no wealth
tax.
tax.
Yeah, taxing billionaires being a bad idea that he would not commit to. It's just like strike one, you're out, dude. Like that is like the single biggest issue of our lives is taxing the wealthy. Because
Right, but
if
you understand why he doesn't want to do that. You understand why? Because it's capital gains
yeah,
tax.
he wants to continue his inroads with the wealthy and powerful. He still wants to be in their good graces, so they fucking give him fucking money for his presidential run. And it's just
Right.
like I'm telling you, dude, if the if the wealthy are not taxed massively, this country goes under. And there's no greater threat to the longevity of the global financial system as a whole than making sure that the wealthy are taxed at a higher rate because uh, since 2020 the interest payments on our debt
It's like the
having ha-
third largest
they've
line
tripled.
item, right? Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
they've tripled. Back then it was 345 billion. Now they're a trillion. That's just going to get the interest payments are just a trillion. That's going to keep going up unless there is a massive wealth tax, unless there's
Right.
a massive tax increase upon the rich in this country. Because if it doesn't happen, the debt to GDP ratio keeps on going up, keeps on going up, keeps on going up. We're not going to be able to make those interest payments anymore. What happens? What happens then? I mean, putting aside Greenland, because that's another scenario that might accelerate this. Um, Everybody starts pulling the treasuries and bonds out of the United States. The dollar crumbles. It drops like a rock. We default. The economy collapses, and so does the global financial system. Like it would be the biggest mass death event in history, and it's pretty much inevitable at this point because when was the last time we increased taxes on billionaires?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
But
it's
remember, we talked about. Remember, is different kinds of money. There's
of course,
There's your income, which you get as a salary from your job, which is very
yeah,
easy to tax and very easy to increase that tax.
yeah,
Then there's the real money,
Hmm.
which is the invested capital. And
Yeah.
that money does not get taxed unless it moves. And
Yeah.
that's why there needs to be kind of a third rail approach that I'm going to be doing a video on this year that hopefully funnels money towards getting people out of debt
Yes.
amidst all this. Because it's not good enough just to have increased tax revenue. We got to facilitate people getting out of debt.
Sure.
Because
Yeah,
over
but
half of the country can't afford a $500 emergency.
yeah, like yeah, obviously higher wages and stronger unions, especially. But tax revenue really is like a major, obviously a major part of that. And uh,
Yeah.
for someone who like has even claimed like the Republican Party too, like as well as Trump, that have made a big deal about the debt, which is like obviously a major deal. But like if your policies are actively cutting off, decreasing tax revenue, and the GDP isn't even growing to like make up for it, then we're in serious fucking trouble.
Yes.
You know,
That's what's
it'll
been
be
happening for a
yeah,
while.
that yes, exactly. Like I think the if you don't count um AI and the AI sector um for all of 2025, the U.S. economy, the GDP only grew by like 0.1%, which is like for the
Right.
entire year. And that like that's and the people that like bets on it growing more than that, so that way it justifies their unnecessary tax cuts.
Right.
It's like now fucking what, you know? And it's going to get so messy, and that's not even getting into the whole thing with Greenland too, because
Yeah, let's wrap up on
it's
grilling.
yeah, it's getting fucking scary out
He's
there,
gonna do
honestly.
something. He's gonna do something. He's gonna like go and put a military base in there.
What's the most horrifying thing about it right now is the amount of manufacturing consent and normalizing of the idea in the first place that the
Right.
U.S. should illegally annex Greenland, an
Yeah.
allied territory, who
Yeah.
part of NATO. Like the media right now, AP and Reuters actually lending credence to the idea as if it's like sane and even worth considering. Like it cannot be overstated that the status that the U.S. currently holds as a superpower would vanish in an instant if the U.S. militarily took Greenland, which we easily can do. NATO would be over. The U.S. would face
Well, buckle up.
uh, a massive embargo. The economy would collapse super quickly. The Europe would cut off trade and fucking everything. Like the the more we learn about it, like the more it's actually like being really realistically considered, because NATO as a whole, if you don't count the U.S., contributes about $1.5 trillion to, I guess, their defense. Guess how much Trump wants to increase the defense budget to?
I don't know.
$1.5 trillion.
Yeah.
So like he wants to match NATO. That and like and now NATO is responding, and they're basically saying we're going to have like an EU force. We're going to commit 100,000 troops, because guess how many U.S. troops that we have currently stationed in Europe?
I don't
A
know.
100,000 troops.
Hundred
And so
thousand troops.
it's like a tit for tat thing right now, and it's just insane. If the United States invades Greenland, the consequences would be permanent. NATO dissolves. Entities like the World Cup, the Olympics, they would bar the U.S. like some entities have barred Israel and shit like that. Uh,
Yeah.
all the debt that Europe has, like held in the U.S., they would call it. Treasuries and bonds would be taken out. The economy would collapse. All the U.S. bases that we have in Europe, they would be closed.
Right.
Travel and trade between Europe and the U.S. would end. Uh, any companies that the U.S. has in Europe would be expelled, and Americans in Europe would even lose legal protections. Jets, American jets would be grounded. They would never trust us again. Like there would be no coming back from that. U.S. agreement. 92% of Republicans suddenly realized they're always in favor of war with Europe. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, all of
That's
a
his approval
sudden,
rating.
yeah, all of a sudden I support it. It's like they'll
And
change on a
all U.S.
fucking dime.
militaries must leave Europe and the UK.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it could be just one big bluff, one big distraction thing. The guy just loves flooding the
Of course.
zone. He
Oh yeah.
loves to get them. He loves to make the media chase its tail. It's really annoying.
Right.
Was there
Right.
anything else you wanted to cover, or should we wrap soon?
No, that's pretty much it. The U.S. collapse is basically inevitable unless the socialists take charge as soon as possible.
Oh, Eco Socialist is a European. Well, thank you for watching. Please tell your European friends to watch as well. And for
Yeah.
all of you who are watching this who aren't subscribed, I know like 80% of my audience is not subscribed to my channel, so it's kind of infuriating. But
I will tell you
please
this.
give me a
Uh,
like, share, and subscribe if you can. Good.
yeah, same here. I will tell you this, eco-socialist. At least Europeans actually do have a bearing of the gravity of the situation. Um, if the U.S. does follow through with their neo-imperialist ambitions and whatnot, it is important for for Europe as a whole to stand strong and not give the United States any leeway. Because I fucking wouldn't, because I've had this seeing what has happened, like with our intervention in Venezuela, just fucking capturing a world leader, extracting him and whatnot, and now our ambitions in Greenland, only because Peter Thiel and other excuse me, tech oligarchs have this weird interest in Greenland. I'm sure it's just Trump doing favors, but it would literally dissolve and destroy NATO and our alliances. I My fear is because I learned that Russia was given a couple weeks notice about our operations in Venezuela. Like they pulled their people out. That wasn't the case for other people who for other countries who had their people there. Like I think China was having like diplomatic meetings and shit. Russia was the only one with a heads up, I guess you could say. Now something's brewing in Israel, and Russia is pulling all their people out of there as well as quick as possible. Is believed that Israel is going to strike Iran before the end of the month. That's like the rumor mill.
Sounds right to
It's
me.
yeah, um,
That's what they want.
because somebody in the U.S. government more than likely gave Russia a heads up. I wouldn't be surprised if we are conspiring with them to, I don't know, I guess for the benefit of imperialism, imperialistic gains for the U.S. Like where this is my conspiracy theory. We take Greenland, dissolve NATO, Europe goes to war, and the U.S. and Russia basically divvy up what
Yeah.
remains of Europe if we militarily destroy them, basically.
Well, that would be consistent with eco-socialist concern, which is my
Yeah,
concern, as well as a lot of people who know Putin, which is his dream, is to
but
reunite the
but
USSR.
there's a major caveat though. We already know that Russia ain't shit because they still haven't taken
Right.
Ukraine. So I
Yeah.
like whether or not like they can do a lot. I mean, we kind of see like how much they failed already. So it's like, yeah, I mean, they got a few shiny new toys and shit, but like a lot of people don't understand like Yes, I agree. I agree, Josh. That's the thing. So that's like the only thing that keeps me from fully embracing that conspiracy theory. But it really just depends on how fucking insane the Trump administration is. But yeah, if Russia still can't even take Ukraine, I doubt they can do much with any other country in Europe. So in that regard, I you guys are absolutely fine. Um, but if Trump does take Greenland, you guys definitely got to take hold in that, and I definitely 100% support the I guess issuance of a standing European army, 100,000 EU troops. Like, yeah, by all fucking means, go ahead.
All right. Well,
Insane
on that,
times, man.
yeah, I mean, on that note, stay safe out there, stay informed, and just do the best you can until the next fiasco. And if
Of
you're
course.
keep your cameras running if you're anywhere near someone that you think is ice,
Yeah,
because they are dangerous, man. They are
they are.
dangerous. And
Yes,
Nico
they are.
starts us with one last reminder: everyone needs to read Trump's national defense strategy. The Trump region has abandoned Ukraine and
The
Europe.
Trump regime.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Trump, yeah.
Basically, I mean, it. Yeah. When it comes to Ukraine, I just don't think that the Trump regime gives enough of a shit anymore. Even though we did signal like you should vie for peace, but you know, fuck it. Like if Russia enters your airspace, destroy them. Where the fuck? I forget exactly what the details of one of the last meetings were, but it's just it's like we were talking about at the beginning of the episode, like individualism just for the sake of individualism.
Right.
Like the be all end all. You need friends. You need alliances. You're weak without them. Like if trade and travel completely fell apart between the United States and Europe, like the economy would fucking collapse. It would be an inevitability. Like
All right.
there's no way around it.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week and talk about all of that and more. Please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget that you don't get change in America by asking nicely.
Everybody have a good night.